Welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we are going to be looking at and testing a build made by DPJSC08 for Zane, and it's a DIGI CLONE Zane build. I'm not sure what he named it, but it is something that he let me have ahead of time from him uploading his video so that I could test it out and have a look at things in the build and how well they worked for me. Now, I don't have very many guns to do with DIGI CLONE right now, but it is something that I'm working on and might make this build a little bit more powerful, a little bit stronger. And what we have here is the weapons that I will be using in my tests. I've got the Ruthless Light Show because I absolutely love the Light Show. I think it's absolutely incredible weapon. Unfortunately, it is a Sentinel cryo damage Light Show, but I hope to God I get a better one yet. But it's still an absolute beast of a gun and it still works incredible with this build. It's just a better DIGI CLONE one would be absolutely awesome. We have an inundating beacon, again a cryo one because I had a cryo build previously. We have the OPQ system again, which is a cryo one, but this weapon is amazing and you can't get any other versions of it now. And we have a sublime complex root, which I haven't really used in this build, I don't believe, mainly just using the light show just to show off how powerful it can be, and the OPQ system too. I have went with a transformer shield because I feel like when you're outside of your own barrier you need something to protect you. We've got the Rowdy Cheap Shot Seeing Dead, and it works around this class item because it has the plus 36% action skill damage on it, and what that does is it makes the DIGI CLONE absolutely just ridiculously overpowered. I have an It's Piss 2 because damaged enemies will take plus 20% increased damage for 6 seconds, and it's built into the skill tree where he can have a chance of firing a grenade on first hit. And I went with the Lunacy because I feel like as you're running around outside of the shield and you want to get your DIGI CLONE into a better place to kill enemies that might be further away, which aren't pathing towards you, so you need to pop your DIGI CLONE over there. So I thought having double shields, you know, I think it's worth it. I think it gives you like 45k shields with the transformer. And yeah, so that's what I'm using with my build. So in the background you can see various different gameplays of me killing bosses. Now if you run up to something like General Trance, it's a very quick, easy kill. You know, you just get the DIGI CLONE in place right beside him and the DIGI CLONE will absolutely annihilate him. The kind of loop that you want to go for with this build is you throw down your DIGI CLONE, you throw down your shield, and due to the skill points in the skill tree, what will happen is that while you're damaging or while the DIGI CLONE is damaging, it will extend the action duration, so the DIGI CLONE will just stay around if there's enough hits and regeneration going on, which is absolutely awesome. But in very one-on-one boss fights it's not really needed, especially if they're like General Trance, you know, really low health. So I went and fought at Grave Ward 2, and Grave Ward was a bit of a different fight. You know, you can move the DIGI CLONE around, which helps quite a lot too, but because he's so far away from like the playing area, it can be quite difficult to hit him with a light show with the DIGI CLONE. So what I was doing was I was waiting for his hand to come down and smash the floor, and his hand has a massive critical point, and I would either have the DIGI CLONE there waiting, or I would transport and switch with the DIGI CLONE so that he ends up by the hand and just does monstrous amounts of damage, and it's awesome. You know, I know you can kill Grave Ward quicker than I did, and I guess it's just down to my weapons, but what I was doing was I was just basically had him in the shield at the back of the map, waited for the hand to come down, let the DIGI CLONE do loads of damage, then I would run towards the end of the map. I would switch with the DIGI CLONE, so I go back into the shield and he's on the edge. He would then continue shooting Grave Ward. I would do as much damage as I can from relatively far away, and then when he starts to attack or anything happens, I would switch the DIGI CLONE back into the shield so he's protected and just roll it like that, and it's quite a quick kill, and you can obviously also with better weapons kill him a lot quicker. Now the other two places I wanted to try was the Ruiner. The last boss of the game has chunks of health, and you know, it's kind of a hit and miss situation. I'd say about 80% of the time it's fairly easy, but you know, the Ruiner has moves where he can knock you specifically out of the shield, which makes it quite difficult to keep control of the fight. But if you and your DIGI CLONE are in the shield together and you're just shooting at the Ruiner, the DIGI CLONE will sort of aim for the face while you shoot the crystals, and as you're switching places and increasing your damage of your guns, you can take him out pretty damn quick, even with just the light show. It's a pretty damn beast build. It does show just how powerful it can be, and with better weapons how good it could possibly be. Now the last place that I tested it was obviously the slaughter shafts. Now I've never really played Zane with DIGI CLONE, so I don't know how to use it specifically. I am still learning, but what I did for most of the part is I put the shield and the DIGI CLONE just in the middle of where the enemies are spawning, and the DIGI CLONE will just spin around just shooting and killing everything. The only issue with this is that there are so many enemies that sometimes the DIGI CLONE will look and start shooting at an enemy that isn't the one that you want it to be shooting, to say. So like it would go and shoot one of the big cannons that are really far away instead of focusing on the enemies just in front of you, and I guess that's just kind of something you kind of get used to. But the problem with slaughter shafts is that it's such a wide big area and there's loads of enemies that some of the enemies will spawn on the other side of the map and they won't run over to you, which means if you're not shooting them, you're not keeping that action duration up, which means the DIGI CLONE and the shield are both going to disappear, and then you're in a world of hurt for a little while until you get those actions back. So what I was doing is basically the same with Grave Ward. Wherever the shield was in the middle, I would run to the other side of the map where the enemies were, and I would just switch places with the DIGI CLONE, and he would just insta nuke them and kill them all, and then I would switch back with him so he's back in the shield for the next round. I feel like throughout the most of the slaughter shafts I kept him up. Like I think it was at the very end of the very last round of the first round, to say, where the shield went and I think he might have died, I don't know, but I kept him up for most of the time, and it was a fun build to use. I absolutely love this. So if you want to see this build, I don't think it would be fair for me to just take someone else's build when they deserve the recognition and just throw it into my video. So in the video description near the top, you'll see that video linked to that build, and you can go over there and you can get the whole build and all the skill points and all that kind of stuff and check it out. Subscribe to DPJ, obviously like his videos, and get the class build while you're over there. And I think I might do this a couple more with some other builds I find online, and obviously whoever it is that I use, I'll obviously link them and link their videos and such things, because it's only fair that they get the recognition and I don't. But I just wanted to test them because I love builds on Borderlands, and I'm going to be making some of my own builds as well, don't you worry. I will be trying to get as many builds out as I can for myself. It's just that I don't really have a lot of time right now, so I'd rather just test a few builds out and play with them and see what they can do. So yeah, that's what I've got to say really. Check out DPJ's video in the video description. Hit the like button on this video if you wish to. Subscribe, hit the little bell, leave some comments, tell me what you think of the build, and follow me on Twitter, please, because I don't have very many followers. The link is in the video description. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.